All right, good afternoon. We are here. This is our first Power Hour working stream. It used to be on YouTube that I could set up a stream and start streaming like to the dashboard without actually being streaming to the public yet, but it looks like that's not a thing anymore. So I think we're live. I'm going to go ahead and get this posted on Twitter and in our Discord server, and then I will restart our 30-minute timer. The goal here is to do 1 hour of work and then end the stream and be done, so we don't overdo it or overstay our welcome or get burned out or anything. It'll be 2 30-minute sections with about a 5-minute stretch break in between. I'm just getting Twitter pulled up here, get this thrown out, and then get it posted in Discord as well. Hey, T-Bomb, it is indeed live. Dungeons and Dragons, D&D. Prove it. I don't have a smart comeback for that. I'm sorry. It's in the middle of writing a tweet also. How are you? Nah, those don't work here. That's a whole separate thing. We're right on the ball, though. How's your day going? Oh, shoot. I never posted the schedule to Twitter. Also, why did that tweet? Gosh darn it. Wait, never mind. That's the pinned tweet. Okay, we're good. We're good. The next session needs to work in a jar of curdled... It needs to work a jar of curdled milk into the story. I will get right on that. Hi. It depends on the dice. It reminds me actually of something that existed in this campaign the first time that we played it. How are you, Nola? All right. let us restart the timer. So here's the deal. We got 30 minutes, 5-minute break, 30 minutes, and then we're out of here. Gonna try and be disciplined about it, stay focused, get work done, and then move on. Need to sleep, but not sure if you're too tired or not tired enough. Shoot. I'm sorry. All right, this should refresh. Cool. Let's do it. So first things first, I've been kind of trying to decide how I want to organize my notes for the D&D campaign. I have a Trello where we do all of our content work for HereThereBeMonsters, and I have just been kind of noting everything there, but it is kind of making that Trello look overwhelming because there's like, I don't know, there's probably, let's say 60 notes in the Trello right now, and 30 of them are D&D notes. So I think the first step that we need to do is actually create a separate Trello and separate content notes for D&D. So like cut a short from this video, you know, do our next stream on this date, that kind of thing. Those can stay in the content board. And then things like, you know, finish designing the guard commander, that needs to go in the D&D boards. That way it doesn't look so overwhelming. So that is step one. I think I need to make a whole separate workspace. No, because it's still HereThereBeMonsters stuff. Yeah, it can be here. This is going to be D&D. Actually, I'm just going to call it D&D. Oh, no way. So when you load up a new board in Trello, it just randomly generates a new background image for you for the board. I named this board D&D, so I don't know if it's content aware of what I write or if this is just random luck, but check this out really quickly. This is the background image for the new board. Pretty dang cool. So first things first, I'm just going to make a list called this is the list. And that way I can start kicking things over from our main board into the D&D board. Because there's just too much there. Oops. Too much there that isn't relevant, directly relevant to content. I mean, obviously we make content about D&D, so I suppose all D&D is content relevant. But like one step removed, I guess, is the point. Then in the content list, I can now archive the list called Game Master Work in Progress. All right. What else? Let's see. We're doing the D&D working streams, so I can archive that. That's all. That's like Patreon stuff and YouTube stuff. Shorts, so that's content. Make a separate D&D board. Hey, look, I'm doing that right now. Starting credit roll. D&D video buttons. That is a D&D related thing that I might do during either this stream or maybe next week's working stream, but I'm not going to focus on that right now. Right now, we want to separate our D&D notes. So start a series on character backstories. That's content. Start a recap series, and I called them catch-up videos, but I think that's what the recap series is. Start recap / catch up series. That one can get deleted. The Townsfolk program is kind of content, kind of not. I'm going to leave that on the content board, I think. Getting other recordings of the poem to play during videos and live streams, that's content. But finding city slabs to use in Tailspire. Things for Skabosh's Thieves Guild. Creating a list of character goals and story points. Notes about the Goblin Spellcaster. Not gonna read that one because there's not because there's not a way for me to do it. Oh dear, what did I just do? I didn't even know that was a button. Okay, let's try that again. Move to D&D. There we go. What I was starting to say is I don't even think I can read that one in a spoiler-free way, and then I hit a button and it did something entirely different from what I was expecting. Finished designing the Militia Commander. Go there. Familiarize myself with the mechanics of wizard spell copying. Because I've never actually DM'd for wizard before. Design crests for the royal families. Or noble families, I guess, not just royal. Let's see, that's a content thing. That's a content thing. What is this? That's a content thing. Content thing. Overlay stats onto videos is a content thing, but I needed to re-clarify that. Cut shorts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm really glad I'm doing this. Like, I'm not even kidding. Somewhere between 30 and 60% of my content Trello was filled with D&D stuff. Rubato, our wizard. Backstory things by here. Our Warblade, also backstory things. Rubato, backstory things. Looks like we need to do some house ruling for how the scent ability works, or at least familiarize myself with how it's supposed to work, and then go from there. I think this is actually a content note. Goblin spellcaster things, keep that nice and vague. Plan the Session 5 adventure. I need to get the players to update their money. Money. Okay, okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I'm almost done moving things from the content board to the D&D board. I saw a few where it's like, that's a thing I want to accomplish today. Oh, shh. I just did the thing again. Where did that go? Okay. Don't like that that's an option. Okay, cool. Content board is now cleaned up. Now we go to D&D board. We need to make some lists there. Oh, I didn't even think to promo it, but if you're here, if you're hanging out, you're enjoying the vibe, what have you, I would super appreciate it if you would put a like on the video. That does help. All right, so for now, let's make a do this today list. Make a... Oh, hold on. Rename it. Just call it today. Make another list that's just called this week. One more called before next session. And one that's called long term. Not long terms. Long term. City building and mapping. Probably long term for now. That's long term. City and town slabs is long term. Well, hello there, Atlantic Stardust. How are you? Gabosh Guild things. Definitely at least before next session. Stuff. I don't know where to put this one. I'm going to leave it for now. Next session. Keep that as well. That can be long term. I feel like actually I want one more that's medium term. Medium term is like, don't need it before next session, but it's not abstract enough to be long term. Okay, wizard spell copying definitely needs to be before next session. That thing for Lazarus definitely needs to be before next session. Same with background, or with backstory stuff for Bahir and Rubato. Donate some good productive energy to the cause because you've done so much today and you're still good to go. That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. And I'm like, I know you have been on a streak recently. I'm super glad for you. Okay, that's before next session. That can be a long-term thing. That's going to be before next session. That can probably be today. That could be before next session. That can be today. That can be today, I think. All right. I have my thoughts kind of roughly organized now. That took about a quarter of our time. That's not too bad, because really we're only going to have to do this once. I ended up throwing a lot of stuff into before next session and nothing into this week. So once I get the things done that I want to do today, I will probably pull some stuff from before next session into either today or this week. But start small, right? I think... So here's another thing that I need to do. Might actually spend a little bit more time working on the Trello because I should probably create labels. Labels for what characters something relates to, and also whether it's like an NPC thing or... maybe we'll save that for the next productivity stream. You know, I think actually we do need one more thing though. We need use during session. needs to be a list as well, because there'll be notes, right? It'll be things like, oh, like this person has this negative status effect, or like that kind of thing that we don't want to forget. So I think that'll be a useful card too. All right, let's go to our Google Drive, and we're just right about a quarter of the way through. We're doing pretty good. Go to Drive, go to D&D things, and go to my session notes. I'm 99% sure that I finished my session notes for session 4, but let's see. Yes, I did. Okay. That's good. Then let's go back. Go to character info, D&D of course, the D&D tracker, XP tracker. That is, in fact, done. Good. So what? It looks like the average XP per session has been right about 200. Varies a bit from character to character. So I did, in fact, already finish my notes for session 4 and finish assigning XP for session 4. I did see one other thing that I need to go and note in the content list, though, which is kind of my notes to improve the live streams. Google Drive notes to improve live streams. Okay. Cool. So session 4 is completely done with one exception. Session 4's quest rewards, because somehow, I don't know how, somehow, when we finished, so session 2, we finished a quest, and then session 3, they returned to town to essentially turn in that quest and do some role-playing, and it just had not even occurred to me, like, what rewards I was going to give them. Had done no planning on that. So I had to just completely spitball that. Let's pull up my session 3 notes. How did I pay them or reward them for their session 2 quest? Party met the quartermaster and was paid for services rendered, 25 gold each, plus 2 community service receipts, 25 gold, plus 100 gold for the important information bonus. So effectively, they were paid 225 gold for that quest as a starting point. That brings up a good point, though. I need to also create a community service system. Because the way things are working narratively in our game is 2 of the characters that are with the party are there on community service and more or less against their wills. So that's a story hook, and it's worked out pretty well so far. However, like, there needs to be a system to track that, and eventually, theoretically, they should work off their community service. So we're not going to do that today, I don't think. I went ahead and put that in the before next session category, which that's going to need some reevaluating, because like 90%, it's not true. 3/4 of the stuff in our new D&D Trello board is in before next session. Okay. Session 4, quest rewards. Oh, right. I need to update no longer organizing notes. Current project. Planning session 4, quest rewards. Oh, shoot. This might restart my timer. We've got 9 minutes left if it does. Oh, it didn't. Okay, good. I'd not thought of that ahead of time, so I'm glad it didn't. All right, so in that particular instance, let's think in context. I'll be as spoiler-free as I can for those that have not been up. Hi, Kale. You got 7,000 XP if you remember to like the live stream. It's, however, temporary XP, and it goes away at the start of the next session. Okay, so I have to think, comparatively speaking, how would the militia and the guard, specifically the militia, value what we accomplished in session 4 versus what we accomplished in session 2? Okay, I think this actually links into one of my other notes. Let's look into wizard spell copying, because we might have a way to compensate that isn't just straight up cash. Let's get the old SRD pulled up. Wizard. Spellbooks. Wizard must study her spellbook every day to prepare her spells. She cannot prepare any spell not recorded in her spellbook, except for read magic, which wizards can always prepare from memory. The wizard begins play with a spellbook containing all 0-level wizard spells, except for those from prohibited schools, if any. Not please, wow. Plus 3 first-level spells of your choice. For each point of intelligence bonus the wizard has, the spellbook holds 1 additional first-level spell of your choice. So how many spells should Rubato actually have? I feel like it's more than he does have. Character stats. Rubato has an intelligence. I'm assuming it should be bonus, right? Each point of intelligence bonus. Also has an intelligence bonus of 3. So it should have... Rubato's spellbook should have 6 first-level spells in it. Go look at that character sheet. I don't think it does. Oh, whoa. I was very confused. That was Rubato, or that was Bahir's character sheet, not Rubato's. I was like, what is this? Okay, let's try this again. Because you wrote your abilities down under spells, which, like, totally makes sense. In fact, it might even call it spells and abilities. But it just super threw me off. It does call it spells. I was like, these don't sound like wizard spells. Okay, feats, traits, flaws, spell-like ability, proficiencies, favored class, racial bonuses, weapon familiarities. Okay, where did he write his spells? Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. I was just, it was not what I was expecting. And thought I had, of course, thought I had opened the correct file. Did he put it in notes? Player notes. Let's go and look there. Rubato notes. One, two, three. Wait. Notes, there are none. No, there actually are some. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to do like 4 things at once. I saw something in his notes that I needed to add to our list of conditions. Hello there. I'm assuming that's anything but ordinary. I feel like I recognize your picture, but I'm not sure who this is. We are plumbing the depths of character notes and DM notes to get caught up on some things for our D&D game. A Stardust and a Nolololo. Got it. So he has a list called AVE daily spells. I'm assuming that that's supposed to imply like average daily spells, meaning like his normally prepared spells. On tablet's different account. Gotcha. Well, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a good opportunity to like the stream again. And then he has spells known. Wizards don't have spells known. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. So... okay. I need to follow up with him about this then. The OG name of Atlantic Stardust. Got it. Okay, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with these columns, but he does have 6 first level spells written down, despite the fact that he has spells known written down as 4 for first. Okay, this was a bunny trail that I was not anticipating. Let's go ahead and open Discord. Message Rubato. Well, I'm clear on how unclear I am. for lack of a better way of putting it. And then we're going to take a break. Break starts now. Alert, alert. Yeah, I'm getting up here in a second. So it says spells known C6. I'm assuming C is cantrip. And then first 4. But the wizard spell book starts with all cantrips. So they don't, spells known is just the completely wrong terminology. But even if we assume that it is the spells in his spell book, it says C, presuming that's cantrip 6. That's just wrong. It's C, cantrip, all. And then first says 4, which is both wrong and not the number of first level spells that he has noted. Could be 4 is the number of spell slots, and 6 how many the character can have. Yeah, maybe it means, yeah, maybe 6 is the number of first level spells that he has access to, and 4 is the number of spells per day he has. It could be that. The numbers would more or less match up for that. Writing down the rest of my questions there. So he has a prologue and he has some notes from episodes 1, 2, and 4. So actually he's been doing pretty good on notes. Okay. That's done. When we come back from break, then I'll go back to reading about how copying spells works. That whole thing was a bunny trail. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to create a separate Trello for the D&D stuff, because it's often when working and going down that rabbit hole, you solve, it's like whack-a-mole. You finish one thing and that made you think of 3 more things that need to be done. So let's go. Break ends in 5 minutes. Cool. Okay. Does that link actually work? It's like cut off. Oh, it does. Cool. Okay. Whoa. Calm down. I'm going to take a 5-minute break to stretch my legs, get some water, and grab a snack. I recommend that you do the same, and we'll be back for 30 more minutes of work. Look at that timing. Okay. 30 more minutes. So, what are we doing? Right, we're reading about wizard spellbooks. At each new wizard level, she gains 2 new spells of any spell level or levels that she can cast based on her new wizard level for her spellbook. At any time, a wizard can also add spells found in other wizard spellbooks to her own. Yeah, I thought there was a cost associated with that. I thought it cost something like kind of crazy, like 100 gold per page or something like that. Google D&D 3.5. Does it cost money to add spells to a wizard spellbook? All right. It tells me that the answer can be found in the player's handbook. Let me grab it. In a section called Writing a New Spell into a Spellbook. Here we go. Page 179 in the 3.5 Player's Handbook for the curious. A wizard can also add a spell to her book whenever she encounters one on a magic scroll or in another wizard spell book. No matter what the spell's source, the wizard must first decipher the magical writing. See arcane magical writings above. Okay, we'll go back to that in a minute. Next, she must spend a day studying the spell. Whew. At the end of the day, she must make a spellcraft check, DC 15 plus the spell's level. A wizard who is specialized in a school of spells gains a +2 bonus on the spellcraft check if the new spell is from her specialty school. She cannot, however, learn any spells from prohibited schools. If the check succeeds, the wizard understands the spell and can copy it into her spellbook. The process leaves a spellbook that was copied. Wait. The process leaves a spellbook that was copied from unharmed, but a spell specifically copied from a magic scroll disappears from the parchment. Okay. If the check fails, the wizard cannot understand or copy the spell. She cannot attempt to learn or copy that spell again until she gains another rank in spellcraft. Woo! Okay. A spell that was being copied from a scroll does not vanish from the scroll if you failed. That's actually surprisingly generous considering how punitive 3.5 tends to be. In most cases, wizards charge a fee for the privilege of copying spells from their spellbooks. This fee is usually equal to the spell's level times 50 gold. Though many wizards jealously guard their higher level spells and may charge much more or even deny access altogether. Wizards friendly to one another often trade access to equal level spells from each other's spellbooks at no cost. Independent research. A wizard can research a spell independently, duplicating an existing spell or creating an entirely new one. Dungeon Masters Guide has that. That's not what we're doing. Writing a new spell into a spellbook. Once a wizard understands a new spell, she can record it into her spellbook. Time. The process takes 24 hours regardless of the spell's level. Space in the spellbook. The spell takes up one page of the spellbook per spell level. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Okay. The second level spell takes 2 pages, etc. Spellbook has 100 pages. Materials and costs. Materials for writing the spell. Special quills, inks, and other supplies cost 100 gold per page. Note that a wizard does not have to pay these costs in time or gold for the spells that she gains for free at each new level. She simply adds these spells to her spellbook as part of her ongoing research. From a balance standpoint, I get that. From a flavor standpoint, that's kind of weird. You will need it if it takes a level up to try again. That's going to take forever. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed the section. So I started at spells copied from another spellbook, but the section actually begins with adding spells to a wizard's spellbook. Wizards can add new spells to their spellbook through several methods. If a wizard has chosen to specialize in the school of magic, she can learn new spells only from schools whose spells she can cast. Wizards perform a certain amount of spell research between adventures. Each time a character attains a new wizard level, she gains 2 spells of her choice to add to her spellbook. These spells represent the results of her research. The 2 free spells must be of spell level she can cast. If she has chosen to specialize, it must be... if she's chosen to specialize, one of the 2 must be from her specialty school. Okay, so there's actually quite a bit in here. Quite a bit in here. Now, it also said to reference the arcane magical writing section. To record an arcane spell in written form, a character uses complex notation that describes the magical forces involved in the spell. The notation constitutes a universal arcane language that wizards have discovered, not invented. The writer uses the same system no matter what her native language or culture. However, each character uses the system in her own way. Another person's magical... Oh, okay. Another person's magical writing remains incomprehensible to even the most powerful wizard until she takes the time to study and decipher it. To decipher an arcane magical writing, such as a single spell written from another spellbook or on a scroll, a character must succeed on a spellcraft check, DC 20 plus the spell's level. If the skill check fails, the character cannot attempt to read that particular spell again until the next day. A read magic spell automatically deciphers a magical writing without a skill check. Deciphers. I think it said the spells. If the person who created the magical writing is on hand to help the reader, success is also automatic. Okay. Once a character deciphers a particular magical writing, she does not need to decipher it again. Deciphering magical writing allows the reader to identify the spell and gives some idea of its effects as explained in the spell description. If the magical writing was a scroll and the reader can cast or cast spells, she can attempt to use the scroll. Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. Most wizards probably learn from someone who probably would have paid for that for them if they're giving up their magical secrets to someone with some money. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Rubato had said that he wanted to copy the spell into his book, but he can't because he doesn't actually have the money for the magical ink that he would need to do that. Also, we didn't actually have him decipher the book correctly. We had him make a... Or did we have him spellcraft? We might have had him spellcraft. So he might have succeeded on the decipher part, but ultimately that's kind of irrelevant because he doesn't have the money. Yeah, I definitely made him roll something. I was thinking that it wasn't spellcraft, but I'm sitting here trying to think of what it would have been. Nothing else comes to mind, so it would have had to have been spellcraft. Maybe I had him do like Knowledge Arcana or something, but I think that's relatively interchangeable given the situation. Okay, I think we still need to send him this section, though. I need to find it in the SRD. It's called Adding Spells to a Wizard's Spellbook. Hopefully that's in the SRD. It should be, because it's from the Player's Handbook. Because there's some other stuff here that's going to be pertinent, like when he levels up, if he has a specialist school, he has to choose at least one spell from his specialist school. Adding spells to a wizard's spellbook. The search for the SRD is pretty rough, so let's see. Adding spells to a wizard's spellbook. Oh, it is? Okay. They, like, created a whole nother section that they just called Arcane Spells. Also, we probably should have Rubato just add some roleplay in for doing that research. Hey, and productivity indeed. Okay, so we managed to link together several bunny trails there as far as what we needed to do, but I think that was actually really useful. We learned about how wizard spell copying works, and then also I might be able to use that to our advantage when it comes to like quest rewards and things. So I think we can kind of like cross off a couple things from our to-do list here. So, circling back. Wait, actually, there's one other thing I need to look at in notes. What are you working on today? Or rar, 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 rar? Game master notes on stream. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Nope, nope, nope. I want session notes. Session notes on stream. Got out of some meetings. Very nice. Did you accomplish what you wanted to? Okay. I'm glad I thought to look at this too. So the spells that were in the Goblin Spellcaster's book, I had DM'd to Rubato, but I hadn't actually written down anywhere in my notes, I don't think. Spent the first meeting right. Gotcha. So let's keep on scrolling. Keep on scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. There we go. Oh, here we go. I actually have it in my session notes also. He discovered there was a combination of spellbook and some kind of journal. Rolled a natural 20. Oh, dang it, but I didn't say what the check was. Well, live and learn. I'll do better about that next time. Topic was only sort of relevant to you, so that was fine. You take it, D&D planning's going well. Yeah, I've gotten a lot done today. It's going to be hard here when we get to, 15-ish minutes from now. I'm going to want to keep working. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to have good, focused work, and then to move on. Oh, it certainly is in the video, but it would take some searching, for sure. Find it. I'm definitely not going to get that done today. And even more miscellaneous crafting supplies. It's video 4, you're only partway done, so you can... Oh, well, thank you. It's actually from video 3, though. But if you really wanted to go and do some digging for us, there are a couple of things from video 3. I hadn't even really thought about that, actually. There are multiple things that I need to fact check from session 3, and that would get us more watch time. Beyond being helpful to me, that would be helpful to the video if anybody did want to take that on. Type them up or talk slowly so you can type them up. Yeah, and I can even kind of sort of guess. Well, that might be dangerous though, because I might just miss them anyway. I can give you a rough estimation of when they were in the video, but I would say there's a relatively low degree of confidence there. So there's 3 things, and thank you for the offer. First thing. Might be easier if you remember what people were doing. Yeah. So I have context. So in session 3, specifically on the 8th day of mid-spring, which is what most of session 3 was. Session 3 was a little bit of the 7th day, mostly the 8th day, and a little bit of the 9th day. So it'll fall somewhere in the middle-ish of the video. So you can skip ahead a little bit. You can skip ahead probably like to the 1/3 mark, but beyond that, you might miss it if you go further. Alan Dite, Amras's character, the Paladin, and company was all I wrote, but I think Alan Dite and several others, but not the whole party, met with either Captain Horace or Captain Silas. And that captain seemed concerned about the report of the goblins having a spellcaster. He then temporarily deputized Alandite to watch over his post when he went to share the news with other members of leadership. So I have a lot of context. I just don't remember if it was Horace or Silas. Between kids, beating kits, and papercraft and fiber stuff. Lots of stuff. So I just had to make a decision on the fly, Kale. I couldn't remember which one it was. So I just picked Horace. You've met both of them, I think. Was that... You have the notes for that one? Okay. The next one is... This will be... Okay, I can give more context here. So, this is going to be relatively near the end. It's definitely at least 3/4 of the way through. The party is in the tavern. They spend some time talking with Ava, the halfling that they met out in the forest. And then I think it's after Ava leaves, then Bahir, Rocket's character, pulls out the book that he stole from the goblins, and they spend some time trying to decipher it. That's actually what we were talking about when you tuned in today. He rolled a natural. Lazarus failed. And then Rubato, Mendez's character, succeeded by rolling a natural 20. Natural 20 what? It should be spellcraft, but I don't know what skill I actually called for there. So when deciphering the book in the tavern, that's the context, and near the end of the tavern section, Rubato rolled a natural 20 what? It should be spellcraft, but I don't know what the skill was. When you find the section, it should be preceded by me saying, like, make a spellcraft check, or make a knowledge check, or something like that. So we need to know what that was. Cool. And then the last thing will be even closer to the end, like probably definitely within the last half an hour, maybe even the last like 15 minutes, but it's hard to say because that video was fairly long. Is the party turns so the next morning after being in the tavern and blah blah blah, the party turns that book in to one of the captains. I don't know who. I didn't write that down. These are all things that I could just roll with on the fly, but it would be better to, to stay consistent, if at all possible. You thought it was the lady that Alandite Karen? See, and that's what Kale said too, so of course that makes me want to say, like, yeah, that probably was what it was, but like, I thought it was one of the guys. I thought it was Horace or Silas. But you might be right. Yeah, I really can't remember. Yeah, that should be fine. Thank you. Okay, then in my notes here, it says this, because at the time, this was all I decided with the book contains sleep, because that's all that we saw the Goblin Spellcaster cast, and 2 to 4 other spells. And then I randomed how many spells those were and what they were after the fact. Now I need to actually go back and write in what they were. Yeah, you're awesome. I really appreciate it. the last one was... Okay. Now I have that noted somewhere. Because why not? There's a... I don't even know how to say that word, Kit. Sound I really wanted to give it to her to help persuade them to give him a horse. Then when we asked about letting Rubato copy it, she gave you the quest. Bring one back alive. But the horse thing was before all that. Turning the book in was like one of the very last things that happened in the whole video. In character. You know, there's a bit of chatting and whatnot at the end. So the whole Karen incident had already happened. Went over there again in the morning to get healing. Yeah, I remember that. Don't remember the book being taken there. But that's part of the point of looking, right? This is good to sort out. Okay, so we've got 6 minutes left, you know, plus or minus a few, but not much. So I need to narrow my focus. What do I still want to get done during our power hour here? I can send a message to ping. Okay, that's actually not too bad. There were 4 things that I was trying to get done. Still get done. There were a few others I already got done. And I think I can get 3 of them done. Because 1 we are nearly done with. And that is guesstimating rewards. Oh, right. That's why I had the session 3 notes open, because that's also where the rewards from session 2 were. So the rewards for session 2 had a combined value of 225 gold. How do I think the militia would value session 4's information versus session 2's information? Less goblins and things were killed, but more like information was, you know, more of the obscura was obtained. Thank you for thinking of it, Orar. So I did do that. I started making them full on chat commands, but they're so long, it just fills the whole chat box. It's like the travel command. And ultimately I didn't like it. Because that was even with me shortening some of the things. Because like one of the ones like grapple, the section on grappling is like half of a printed page. And so even putting it into like kind of shorthand and removing some excess verbiage and whatnot, it's like the whole dang chat box. So it's pretty obnoxious. So what I ended up doing was, I made a command that spits out, links. So that there's a website called the SRD, the System Resource Document, which has all of the legally, freely allowable D&D content in it. And so I made a command that you can type in that then links to a couple of like commonly used sections of the SRD. That was kind of the compromise. Yeah. Yeah, not like slightly less useful, you know, in the moment, because it adds that extra step of having to open another browser or whatever. But I think the trade-off in like usability is worth it. This time we hopefully bring back an alive goblin and a head of some weird goblin hybrid. And in your opinion, it's hard to drag prisoners back, then just kill them. Insert Alendite joke here. Yeah, realistically, I probably gave you guys a little bit more gold on the first one, though, than I, like, should have within context. I'm probably not going to retcon it, but I just do need to keep that in mind when it comes to how to give rewards. Because I was just spitballing it that first time. And 225 is quite a bit for level 1 characters. But I don't know, I also have to keep them in mind, right? Because we have to keep in mind meta pacing and how often we're playing. Most of the characters are at least halfway to level 2. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. When I think of it in terms of like net worth per level, I think it's okay. You're about to say Alendite might object to killing the goblin for convenience. Oh, you might not be as far into session 4 as you think then, or are... You could always station the prisoner strategically near Rubato while he's sleeping and then yell shadow people. You're only part way into 4? Sorry, I thought you said you were about halfway into 4. Yeah, I don't remember the timestamp exactly, but somewhere between 1 and 2 hours into session 4, there's things. I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so our time's up. I want to make a decision so I can put a pin in this, and then I'll write my message to the party after we're done with the stream. With the stream, so if we did 225 for the previous one, I have a pretty good thought. Oh wait, that's perfect. Yep, I got it. Yeah, very successful hour. I'm happy. It's going to take a while to kind of like continue to program myself into like working in this framework, but my goal is to do it more or less every week. With Rubato being an excellent guide. Aha. Okay. You're an exciting part of the episode. Cool. Got that done, and now that can get kicked over into the use during session section. And then after I end the stream, I'll ping the Discord group. This was super. I'm super glad we did this. Finding things that need to be burned. Wait, what? Oh, got it. This is what happens when you don't get rid of stuff in high school. I got it. All right. Thank you all so much for coming by and hanging out today. I super appreciate it. Also, we are thank you to everybody who's gone out of their way to watch and support the videos on YouTube. If you haven't already done so, I would assume that everybody that's here, but you never know who's watching playbacks. You can find the playlist of our current sessions right here. And we'll be back doing another working stream like this roughly a week from now. If you haven't already had a chance to do so yet, please make sure to hit this video with a like. It does help push it to additional people. And for those of you that aren't aware, our next D&D session, like the actual live session, is probably going to be the weekend of the 14th of April. So unfortunately, we do still have a few weeks to go. Hopefully the videos can tide you over in the meantime. Between now and then, we'll get at least 1 or 2 more of these Power Hour working streams done. And I'm also hoping to get at least 1 video on just something else, like something that's not a session video uploaded. So I have a whole bunch of ideas. There's tons of lore and backstory and stuff that we can do about the world that's interesting. There's also some stuff about kind of like D&D basics that might be interesting for people. So I've got some ideas, but between now and the next session, we should have at least 1, possibly as many as 3 more working streams. We should have at least 1 non-session video, and and then the session will be live on Twitch and uploaded on YouTube about a week later. Boombox is empty. Hey, well done! Here's for getting somebody else getting something done during our Power Hour. I'm so in Twitch mode. I was about to be like, now let's look for who we should raid out to. Not a thing. Not a thing. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. I will see you soon. And as always, take care and be excellent to each other.